Hello, this is Joe Jacobson again with Step-by-Step Blog Building, Complete Business Blog Tutorials. We're in the series here on the setup, and you might be in the point here, if you've been following along in the videos, at a point where we've hooked up your domain name to your hosting, and there's sometimes a 24 hours up to 72 hours a delay for that process. So in the meantime, we're getting a few things accomplished here, and this one here, this week, you can, or actually this day, a lot of these don't take that much time, so on this day we're going to take a look at adding an email inside of your hosting. And this is going to be an email that you use in all of your marketing materials, whether it's printed material or online or lead capture forms, anything like that whatsoever. It's going to be associated with your new domain name so that it looks professional and consistent across all your marketing efforts. Step one is to log into your hosting account. We've done that before, and that's your cPanel with HostGator or whoever you have for hosting. Step two is we're going to show you where it is inside of your cPanel there. It's very simple actually, but we'll talk about that here in a minute, where the email button is. And if you have more than one domain name, you'll need to be sure and add that email for the particular domain name that you're working on right now. So that's step number three. And step number four is you want to probably have it forwarded to a personal email or some other email that you have that you consistently look at every day or have access to. And then number five is we're going to show you how you can check that email system inside of your HostGator or hosting account if you need to. Okay? And step six, finally, we'll talk about where you should use that email. Basically, as I mentioned, you should use it just about everywhere for anything associated with this particular niche market that you're working on right now. That's on the blog itself, maybe other websites you have that are directly related to this niche, contact forms, opt-in forms, everywhere, social media. Okay, so let's jump over there right now and see if we can get that accomplished. Here it is. We've covered it before, how to log into your cPanel, your hosting, so I just actually went straight there right now. But if you're using HostGator, of course, this is where we're going to demonstrate this. And again, these are all the links here, tons of links in there, but just scroll on down and whoops, scroll too far. We get to this mail box here, and in this area here there is email accounts. So click on the email accounts link, and that brings up all the possibilities you have. In my case here, I have a bunch of emails. I do have emails, a lot of emails, but a bunch of different domain names, which we covered in a previous video on how to add on domain names. You can see here, if I drop this down, I have a whole bunch of them, and I can, of course, add accounts, unlimited email accounts, by the way, with HostGator, and actually most hosting. You can get all the emails you want. For instance, you might want info at, well, let me grab one here as an example. Here's a nonprofit that I'm helping out, Aquarian Quest. Now I could put in here info, and then here's the @ sign, so it's info at aquarianquest.org. That could be one that I select. Or maybe in addition to that, maybe we have support at, customer support at. Or if you have a small business in a niche market, in a business you're running, maybe a passion of yours you have online, maybe you're an artist or something like that, your own website, you actually might put your own name in there. Joe at, and then your domain name. Okay, pretty straightforward. And then the password, of course, you want to create a password that's, again, fairly strong. And you do that right there. And then you got to match it again. And you can see here it's very weak. That's because I actually just put a bunch of numbers in. Let me getting a little bit stronger there. You can basically make up something so you get this little rating bar here. It shows that it's okay, but as you get more and more numbers on here, then here, let me show you. You add more numbers on here. Let's see if it gets any better. Not much. Now sometimes you can put in here like capital letters and other types of special characters, and it'll get up to medium and then strong. So you want a pretty good password. Now down here you can choose the size of your inbox. It defaults to 250 megabytes, and that's probably big enough. But you can put unlimited here, or you can put 500 up in here, whatever you want, or 1,000. It's in megabytes. So for most businesses starting out, 250 is fine. Then again, everything's unlimited anyway, so you might want to click on unlimited, and then you go ahead and click on create account. Actually, I'm not going to do that right now because I just made that up and I don't need that, but that's all there is to it. Create account, and then if you'll probably get a screen that allows you to go back one screen to end up back here again, and you'll be able to see your email that you just created will be listed right here on this first line, and it may be your only one if it's the only email that you've created. See, I've got 3 pages of emails, but here's one right here. This is one of my primary ones, info@joejacobson.com. This is my name, and of course I have a website built on that too. So you can do different things here. You can check the status to see how much usage is. As you can see, most of mine are 250. So you might know when it's filling up in there, when you need to go in and clean it out, probably delete files. You can change the password here. You can also change the quota, the size of your inbox. You can delete it for some reason. You want to delete that one, start with a new one. And then you can click on the More button over here, and I'm going to do that. And you can configure the email client or go ahead and access the webmail. And by the way, this is the way that one way that you can check your email when you start receiving email from your website and your contact forms, etc. You need to come back to your HostGator, log in, find your email, and then click on Access Webmail. And this is kind of the laborious way to get there, but it's also the way that will always be here for you. And then this is the next screen that comes up. It actually has 3 different applications here for you to check. I usually end up using the Squirrel Mail, but right now, again, you have these options down here. Don't need to worry about any of those so much as this one right here, forwarding options. Go ahead and click on the forwarding options, and you can see here I've already set one up. In other words, I'm going to send any mail that comes into this info@joejacobson.com. I'm going to have the system automatically forward that to, this is my personal email, okay? And then you click on Add Forwarder, and you can add in as many as you want to. I'm going to click on the back button here, and you can forward it to different email accounts that you may have, or to any other, maybe business partners or something like that. So the way you check it then is you click on Squirrel Mail, and you just go ahead in there, and I probably have a ton of emails, and it just goes in there and checks all your email, and it's just a regular email box. And you can work inside of here, okay, or and do the drafts and sent and trash folder or inbox. You can compose, same kind of things there. You can also go through and delete all these, and you'll start getting probably some junk mail as well, so you can delete things in here. So I'm going to close that out. Okay, for now, back to the email or back to the HostGator. And remember again that you can always go back to your home page of the cPanel by clicking on this link up in here and this little icon of a house that says Home. Click on that, and you get back to your cPanel where you can continue to do other things if you need to inside of your cPanel. Okay, so pretty much that's it. And if there's any questions, you can always go into the help function here on the home page and type in a question for help. Or remember, these guys are great as well. With the numbers they have, the help number, to actually call them and ask for help on any subject. They're very, very knowledgeable, excellent customer service, and they're here 24/7. Okay, so that's it for now. This is Joe Jacobson with Step by Step Blog Building, and we'll see you on the next video, which is going to be getting into some fun stuff where we're actually going to start loading the WordPress software and start building our site. Talk to you then.